The Bureau of Immigration confirms Senator Loren Legarda and her son Leandro Leviste have left the country amid plunder and graft complaints. The Ombudsman appeals a Sandiganbayan decision to grant bail to former Senator Bong Revilla. The country's economy grew by only 2.3% in the second quarter of 2026. Saudi Arabia expects coordinated attacks by Iraqi militias and Yemen's Houthis under the supervision of Iran's military. And Alex Eala's reunion with tennis icon Venus Williams ends in a loss in the Canadian Open in Toronto. The Bureau of Immigration confirms Senator Loren Legarda and her son, Batangas 1st District Representative Leandro Leviste, have left the country on Sunday, August 2. This after the Office of the Ombudsman announced plunder and graft complaints against them. BI spokesperson Dana Sandoval says the office confirms the departure of Senator Loren Legarda and Representative Leandro Leviste in separate flights last August 2. Both had no derogatory records at the time of departure. On July 31, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla announced plunder and graft complaints are currently pending against Legarda and Leviste over the latter's solar energy projects. The Ombudsman's investigation also allegedly revealed some service contracts were transferred to Leviste's affiliated corporations that only exist on paper but had not started operations. The Senate confirms Legarda is currently on medical leave. Senate Secretary Renato Bantug Jr. says, last August 3, the Chief of Staff of the Office of Senator Legarda sent a letter informing the Office of the Secretary that Senator Loren Legarda will be on medical leave from 3 to 5 August 2026. Senator Erwin Tulfo also confirms Legarda filed for a medical leave, adding this was the reason for her absence during Senate impeachment hearings. Legarda skipped the impeachment trial from August 3 to 5. The Office of the Ombudsman files an appeal to ask the Sandiganbayan 3rd Division to reconsider its decision on former Senator Bong Revilla's bail. The 3rd Division granted Revilla's petition allowing him to avail of temporary liberty. The Ombudsman argues Revilla is part of the conspiracy to commit malversation of public funds through falsification of public documents. It adds the evidence, when taken as a whole, established Revilla's presumptive guilt. This is also the point of 3rd Division Chairperson Associate Justice Carl Miranda, who dissented on the grant of bail. The Ombudsman adds, in the present case, accused Revilla's participation in the criminal design was not inconsequential nor peripheral. On the contrary, he was the leading link who set in motion the criminal chain. Revilla is allegedly at the center of the case involving a 92.8 million peso Bulacan flood control project because he acted as proponent for the public works contract. The Philippine Statistics Authority reports the country's economy grew by only 2.3% in the second quarter of 2026. Weak investment and elevated prices weighed on economic activity, resulting in the slowdown. The latest figure is lower than the 2.8% growth recorded in the first quarter of 2026 and the 5.4% expansion in the second quarter of 2025. This brings economic growth in the first half of 2026 to 2.6%. The 2.3% expansion in the second quarter of 2026 is the weakest since the fourth quarter of 2009, excluding the COVID-19 pandemic when the economy grew by only 1.8%. The government already slashed its growth target range to 3.5 to 4.5% for the full year amid weaker investment, elevated inflation, and domestic and external uncertainties. The World Bank expects the Philippine economy to grow by 3.7% in 2026. The World Bank earlier warned investment was slowing down amid heightened scrutiny of infrastructure spending after corruption in flood control projects, as well as a surge in global energy prices. Saudi Arabia expects imminent coordinated attacks from the north and south by Iraqi militias and Yemen's Houthis under the supervision of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This, according to a senior Saudi official speaking to Reuters on condition of anonymity. The official says intelligence reports from Saudi Arabia, the US, and other regional countries indicate civilian and economic sites could be targeted, including energy infrastructure, ports, and airports. Saudi Arabia also observes drones and missiles being moved, suggesting coordinated operations from both directions. The official says the planned attacks could be intended to disrupt diplomatic efforts as Riyadh continues to pursue de-escalation and a negotiated settlement. Saudi-US cooperation remains very high at all levels, including operationally with the US Central Command. Alex Eala's much-awaited reunion with tennis icon Venus Williams ends quickly. The Filipino and American duo drops their opening match in the Canadian Open in Toronto as they absorb a 6-4, 6-3 loss to Japan's Miyu Kato and Russia's Lyudmila Samsonova in the round of 32 of women's doubles action. After pulling level at 4-4 in the opening set, Eala and Williams lose the next 6 games as their chances of winning slowly slips away, with Kato and Samsonova wrapping up the match in 1 hour and 15 minutes. The loss marks Williams' exit from Toronto as she also lost her first match in singles play. But Eala, who received the first round bye as the 25th seed, advances to the third round after a victory over the US's Alicia Parks in the round of 64. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.